Let's do this. Let's keep it a buck, truth or drink, fellas. Which Let's Keep It a Buck member would you kick out besides yourself? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Can't get out with this one. Can't get out with this one. Or can I? I'd kick all of them out. No cap. Look at Cardiac. Which Let's Keep It a Buck member would you kick out besides yourself? Truth or drink? I'm a drink. Sorry, chat. Yeah, I'm a kick Cruz. You know the all right. The real answer is it changes damn near every week. I ain't gonna lie. There are certain weeks where certain people get on my nerves. That's really what it is. The answer is what Stephen A say? The answer's fluid. Okay? Yeah, I got out of it, Chad. I got out of it. Now, I'm really not lying though. I'm really not lying. Okay. Which Let's Keep It a Buck member would leave first? I think it would either be, I think for like, in terms of, because I think Damo might leave, but not because he doesn't want to do the pod, but because of like financial situations, it's not working. But in terms of like who would leave just off the strength of like they don't want to do this anymore, it's probably Sage or me. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. Cause I think compared to everyone else, I definitely have the most days of like, bro, I just do not want to be on the internet anymore. Like I just want to fade away and mind my own business. But if it's not me, it's probably gonna be Sage. You know, Twitch starts blowing up. Listen, guys, I just don't got enough time or energy to do the pod anymore. You know, I gotta watch One Piece again for five days. It'd probably be Sage. I ain't gonna lie, man. Now, would I be mad? Not necessarily. I'm happy for my guys and them succeeding. You know? But hey. Come on, bro. We gotta do better than this. Come on. God, I can't even. God! If Let's Keep It a Buck were all women, who would you kiss, marry, and kill? Jeez, this is crazy. Who would I kiss, marry, and kill? Yo, this is a gay question. Nothing wrong with being gay, but that's just not how I roll. Let's start off with who I would marry. Let's start there. Who would I marry? It'd probably be Damo, man. I ain't gonna lie. Probably be Damo, man. Yeah. Kiss? This is so ayo, bro. This whole question is so ayo. Oh my God, bro. It'll probably be Sage, and I'd kill Omar. I guess. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Last question on here. Who will be the most... Nah, that was an ayo question, bro. What the fuck? No. God. Who will be the most successful Let's Keep It a Buck member in 2 years? Most successful in 2 years. So 2027. Boy, there's some candidates now, man. So first of all, we gotta define success. Let's just keep it a social media. Let's let's keep it to who's gonna have the biggest platform. Cause, you know, success varies. You know, motherfuckers got real jobs out here. Depending on the promotions people get, you know, they may be the most successful. But let's just talk about who will have the biggest platform in 2 years. So I think right now, I still have the biggest platforms in totality. Okay. But yo, 2025 Sage and Omar, man. Late 2024 Omar, 2025 Omar, Sage right now. Hey, man, these boys coming. You see what I'm saying? Right? These boys coming. Pause. I seen Sage with his One Piece stream holding down 1,000 the whole time. Peaked at 2. You know what I'm saying? Big O getting 100K views on a regular. You know? As far as myself, I feel like right now I'm still in my discovery phase of like trying to find out what really is gonna hit. Once I find it, once I crack the code, y'all know how I get once I crack the code. I get dangerous when I crack the code. You know what I'm saying? But if I had to put money on it, most successful 2027. Solo, Dolo. I'ma go O, man. I'ma go O. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'ma go O. Sage won't be far behind though. Sage, like, they're gonna be completely different niches. But yeah. I think Omar got the chance to be on the Joe Budden pod in 2 years, for real. Fuck it. You might lead Let's Keep It a Buck to being bigger than the Joe Budden pod. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. All right. We got a couple more on the IG stories. What's good? I don't know. Let's go ahead and see what we got on the IG stories. Who is y'all favorite fan member of the community if y'all had one? It would have to be Cruz. Technically. Oh, Cardiac too. Say Sage and keep it pushing. Here you go. Favorite fan member of the community. All right. If Cardiac and Cruz are disqualified from the conversation because that's too Mickey. Favorite community member. I'm not gonna lie. Whenever we did those Q&As, and the dude from New York always pulled up. That dude was mad funny. I like that dude. I like that dude, man. I wish he never stopped watching the pod, man. That's a funny guy. I don't even know if y'all know that. Okay. What was your least favorite bit or topic the pod has ever done? Ooh. I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. The most uncomfortable I've ever been about like just the topics we was talking about, chat. When we did that smoking on Queen Elizabeth pack pod, bro. Ooh, that got uncomfortable, bro. That got like just from a. I don't even know if y'all remember. That was like that might have been our first IRL pod or second. Let me pull it up. That was crazy. The title, Smoking on That Queen Elizabeth Pack. Jesus Christ. But yeah, in terms of just comfortability, I've never been as uncomfortable being on the pod than the Daquan moment. Like I'm gonna just keep it a stack. But I don't think that's really the question. Because that wasn't really a bit or a topic. Okay. Jay Gray says, was Sage's water issue really affecting the pod for real? No, y'all really want to get down to the meat and potatoes. Okay. So the thing about the Sage water issue is it wasn't y'all take things way too literally. That's the problem. Y'all take things way too literally. it wasn't just about him getting water in a vacuum. You know what I'm saying? Like we wasn't tripping and being like, oh my God, get off the pod because you want to keep, you know what I'm saying, keep getting a water before the pod. Like, no one was saying that. No one was saying that. The overall issue was him being late to shit. That's really what it was. Like that's all it was. Share any radical ideas you had that failed or didn't get any support from the group. I did pitch moving to New York one time. I didn't even try to escalate that. That was a one night thing. Man, what about New York, man? We keep on talking about Atlanta. What about New York? You know? What else? Oh, I'm gonna be honest. I think the whole basketball pivot that I was going for, we never really executed it the way I envisioned it. And I feel like a lot of these conversations that we're having right now would just be completely different if we just handled that basketball pivot completely different. One, I think we did it in the wrong time. I'll say that. But two, I think it was just misconstrued in terms of how basketball-y I wanted the pod to be. So let me get this straight. I have never wanted to be a pure X's and O's basketball pod. Okay? I've never wanted the pod to just be us getting into the nitty-gritty basketball conversations for the whole duration of the pod. That has never been my thing. My thing has always been packaging. My thing has always been, how do we look on a first impression basis? My thing has always been from a branding perspective, from just a clips perspective. What are we clipping up? What are the titles and thumbnails looking? You know, at first glance, what's our elevator pitch? You know what I'm saying? What's our elevator pitch? And the elevator pitch for me was always just, let's be a basketball pod that, you know, is with the shits when you actually watch it. But in terms of what we clip up, it's probably all gonna be basketball. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the shorts that we optimize for, it's all gonna be basketball. I think a blueprint of this actually is the Club 520 podcast and the It Is What It Is podcast. Like, their branding is sports. Their branding is still being a sports podcast. But if you actually listen to their podcast, like, they don't really get, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't really get down with the X's and O's. They're not a basketball enthusiast podcast. This is a sports podcast for the casual, by the casual, keeping the conversations light and just being entertaining as possible. But I felt like that was misconstrued. We leaned into the basketball way too much at one point. We were also streaming on the wrong platform because I believe we did the basketball pivot on Twitch, and creating a sports podcast on Twitch just ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think that basketball pivot was always misconstrued by everyone involved, man. But who's the worst at gaming? My guess would be 4 Omar, 3 Damo, 2 Ben, me, 1 Sage. Wait, what? He thinks I'm the second best gamer in the group? Oh, no. There's a clear hierarchy when it comes to gaming. 1 and 2, 1 is Sage, 2 is Damo. 1 is Sage, 2 is Damo. 3 and 4, I'd probably go me. And then Omar at 4. But I wouldn't even classify myself as a gamer. I don't think Omar would classify himself as a gamer. So there's 2 gamers and non-gamers in the group. That's ultimately what it is. What's one habit that is holding you back from taking yourself to the next level? Ooh, that's a good question. What's one habit that we have that is holding us back from taking us to the next level? I think overall just complacency. I think overall is just complacency. Now, what does complacency look like for the podcast is a lot. It means a lot of things. It encompasses a lot of things. But, you know, I found it crazy in hindsight that we go months without guests. Months without guests because we're just comfortable showing up every Monday and Thursday and doing our thing. You know what I'm saying? From a shorts perspective, we wasn't really trying to innovate as much as we could, especially now that we actually are trying. Oh my God, we had so many misses. We had so many misses on the shorts front. Also, even within the content, not pushing back at each other enough. I know Omar's very big on that. We don't push back on each other enough. Not reaching out to guests. What else? Not taking initiative. I think is another one. Not taking initiative when it comes to coming up with ideas for the podcast. I think I'm gonna just keep it a stack. Very uneven split right now. Very uneven split. I wish all four of us was equally as bought in. I understand everyone got different responsibilities and things of that nature, but you know, more and more buy-in from everyone. What else? What else are we lacking on, man? What else are we lacking on? I think we've definitely got back to having fun. I think that's a good thing. What else is holding us back? I mean, you can always bring up not being in person, but that's not really a habit. What's a habit? I know Omar wants to get off so much shit right now. I mean, Omar, you can hop on a Discord call. We can chop about this. We can chop it up about this. What else is holding us back? I think there was a point in time where we were all big on like everyone has to grow their individual platforms, and I'm definitely happy that we have all grown our individual platforms. But I feel like at times the pod takes a back burner a little bit too much for everyone. Yeah, pod takes a backseat a little bit too much for everyone. This convo starts a civil war every time. Don't start no Discord call. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Omar want the conflict, man. There's not much conflict, man. I'm just answering these questions. Omar locking in with YouTube and Sage with Twitch. Definitely help y'all grow. All right, here you go. Jesus Christ. Did it help us grow? Like just a podcast. Did it help us grow? I don't know if it did. Cause I think I think we're in such unique position where we're this like group collective with everyone having their own platforms. But when you look at all the other groups out there, they are focused. Like a lot of their energy and resources go to growing the group. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's us. And I understand y'all might bring up, but what about AMP? That's a completely different scenario, okay? Completely different scenario from us. We're talking about 4 big-time YouTubers that combined already for like that 4 or 5, however many YouTubers that already had 1 million plus subscribers each, combining into one collective. That is completely different from our scenario. But yeah, when you look at all the other groups out there, they're focused on like the group project is their main thing. But us, it's like this in between of like, you know, I wouldn't say we went the AMP route, because if I'm the most established one in the group, then that's not the AMP route. I'm sorry, with all due respect to myself. Whatchamacallit. But I also don't think we're this RDC type of group where, again, all the focus is just growing this community. And that's it. You know, I don't think we're more aligned with like, we're Oh my god, I can't get this off. I don't even think we're like a Joe Budden type of podcast. I don't even think we're that. We're in this like weird middle ground. I don't know. So would you do more group content on other channels to push brand of the core four? I would just do more content with the bros. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. I would just do more content with the bros. That's it. What's on your mind, man? What's on your biscuit? Pause. Is that pause?
I want to answer some of the same questions with you. I want to give my POV.
Okay.
I'm ready, and I'm not holding back. No drink.
Okay. Well, let's go back to some of the ones that were asked already. Okay. Let me go back to the slideshow. Fuck, marry, kill.
Okay, that's not. I didn't come here to answer.
Okay. Let's start off light. Let's start off light. Okay. Who will be the most successful pod member in 2 years?
And this is success by content. I saw you.
Yeah. Cause let's just keep it. Who will have the biggest individual platform? 2 years.
It's getting hard to measure. It'd probably be between me and Sage. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's myself, but like it depends on how you view. Because right now he's peaking at like what he just did the stream and he averaged like, or he maxed out at like 2,000, but was averaging 1,000 or whatever the case may be for the marathon or whatever.
Yep.
But I don't, without knowing his sub count, that's a little hard to really guesstimate.
1,400.
You said 1,400?
Yeah.
You know, you can do some math, 1,400. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's respectable right there.
That's light? Nah, that's crazy.
No. I said that's respectable. Plus the YouTube views and all that stuff like that. I mean, that's a big factor. I know for the next 2 years for me, with the way that the views are going and the collaboration opportunities and stuff like that, I'm looking to expand just beyond the subscriber count. So it's like you said, whose platform am I going to be on? Type shit. But for the sake of the conversation, I'll say me as a competitor. But it really is a toss up between me and Sage.
So I got like no shot to you. Be real.
You don't create enough unless you like lock in for real.
Damn, I'm not locked in for real.
No, not on creating content for real. Not on an individual level. No.
Damn. Okay. I mean that's fair.
Especially if you're talking like comparison to what you've been like. No. I would not say this is like a peak level of Beast Souls. No.
Just because I haven't figured out the non-basketball shit, man. It's cool though. It's cool.
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay.
It's cool. I'm figuring it out on Instagram though. Let me become next Keith Lee.
There you go.
All right. Let's see. Next one. Which Let's Keep It a Buck member would leave first?
I actually agree with you on Damo. Due to like outside stuff will probably take him out of the conversation. Like non-pod stuff would take him out of the conversation beforehand. And then it would be Sage, and then it would be me, and then it would be you. In that order.
You think he'd leave before me?
Yeah, I'd probably leave before you. Off of some like I got other ventures type situation. But I don't really see yeah, that would literally be the true order. Dama would definitely be first though.
That's fair.
No questions asked.
All right. Okay, this one's probably the juiciest one out of the ones from the presentation. Which Let's Keep It a Buck member would you kick out besides yourself?
I don't have to drink to this. The answer is Sage. It's Sage. Okay. Priorities. What am I trying to say? Priorities and then commitment level. Priorities and commitment level. after the conversation that we had today, with the brand guy, and then also I had I did a podcast with somebody else that's coming out. I think it's not coming out. It's coming out next Sunday, like this upcoming Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called? Like just knowing the level of commitment, plus the other level of commitment that I already know. That other bigger creators have put in to their content. I think that like the help that Sage could bring that he doesn't is detrimental. Now, with that being said, Damo is also a very close second. I'm not gonna lie to you. Damo is
God
also a very
damn.
close second. Yeah. Now, but what I will say is Damo is in a phase right now on camera wise that is definitely undeniable. He is in
What
an
do you mean?
he is in an on camera. Damo, I don't want to say his master content, but he's in a real good groove of like making good preview clips, delivering his message straight, concise, compact, to where it can be delivered in like short form content. Like he's not stepping on it with prefaces. Like Damo's pretty good on camera right now. For like he's like really good on camera right now.
Yeah,
And
I think
that
he's
really
in a similar stage where Sage was before he got the help that he got. Where like content wise on camera, when you in there, one
yeah.
of them ones. But you
Mhm.
just got to figure out the marketing, title, thumbnail, packaging, editing style, type of deal. But
His personality on camera is straight. But uh and then if we're talking about you, I mean the look at my fiance in the background. But the off camera stuff is just it's too important to, I mean, let go. If we had to do it as like a Joe Budden comparison, because I know people like that. Definitely Parks with the on camera talent as well. You're also peaking as well right now on camera. Like I don't think I think people laugh at like the focus groups that I host sometimes for the podcast or whatever. But on camera, you're peaking. And then also the behind the scenes stuff, technical stuff that can't be ignored. Damo on camera is peaking. Um, and then I think with what I said with Sage, the off camera is not there, and then on camera there's still struggles. That's the true assessment,
okay,
unfiltered.
okay, all right. Let's see. Okay, well since we're here, was Sage's water issue really affecting the pod for real?
I didn't know what you said, but it's different than the water. It's just the how you didn't get candid. I know you didn't get candid for real. It's bigger than water. It's a communication thing. And this is a consistent communication thing that exists primarily with Sage.
Okay.
So I know you I know you didn't get that deep. I know you left
No,
it.
no.
But
I said it wasn't just that in the vacuum. Like we wasn't pissed just about the water.
no, it's just because I'm on your channel. And we can deal with it in the meeting. We can, and I'd love to have the conversation. We adjust primarily for one person right now. And when we adjust for that one person, it doesn't get met. I'm going too hard.
You trying to have a meeting? Okay, okay,
You know, if this is the way to initiate it, then this is the way
okay,
to.
bro. Okay.
No, but I'm keeping it real. This is real. Like I don't. You ain't said nothing. You haven't combated me, so I don't think you disagree.
You trying to have a meeting, man?
Oh,
Okay. Next question.
we trying to pie, man. We trying to pie.
This one I already answered. I actually gave a bunch of answers for this. What's one habit that is holding you back from taking yourself to the next level? Well, like a pod habit for all of us, I guess.
Oh, you know what? Our energy as a collective sometimes can be, and I also think we uh consciously think about what like the community is gonna say or whatever is gonna say, that is it just, you know, takes us out of the conversation sometimes. I do like the fact that we can contribute to like the cheating conversation more recently without really thinking too much about, oh well, you know, sometimes my girl is gonna see this or like some of that stuff is, this is literally for the podcast. I know people do have real lives and they got to deal with it and all that other stuff, but sometimes you do have to pod and create the content and tell the stories. There was one point in time, and all of us like fall to this. I'm just gonna speak to you though. There was one point in time where like we would talk about relationship stuff, and your answer was, "Why? You know, I've only been in one relationship." And from like a viewer's perspective, or for, you know, somebody else who might review it or whatever, it's like, God, just, you know, can you add something, even if it's inaccurate? Lie, create the content, create content. Um, I still think we fall into those habits sometimes, and then also we come on the podcast like tired, like visibly tired, like it just shows in our energy level, and that's bad. That's really bad.
Well, I personally said just a level of complacency, with in regards to a bunch of different shit. Do you feel like that's true?
What do you mean by that? You probably have to.
Well, the example I gave specifically was just like, bro, for months we didn't have a guest on, and we were just used to going on the pod Monday, Thursday, showing up, showing out, and then moving on with our day type shit. Also, like, recently, now that we've put in effort to really dig deep into why shorts isn't working, yeah, we was doing a lot of bad shit. like, like we were just, okay, this is what worked for us in 2020. Let's just keep doing it. Like we fell into the trap of blaming the algorithm as opposed to blaming ourselves. And that's one thing I never want to, you know, I understand, you know, especially with conversations we had today, the algorithm isn't all organic. But I think just falling into the trap of like blaming the algorithm instead of like looking inward, we fell into that trap a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
I can agree with the entirety of the sentiment. And I think that a podcast, and I still believe this, like this format works worse when you are younger and inexperienced, and the worst thing that we can do is like not go out, not live life, not gain experience, not gain different perspective. Also, and then if we don't bring anybody on, it's worse. So it's easy every week to come on, have the conversation be about Mike Malone or some basketball topic. All four of us agree that it was a bad move for the Nuggets. All four of us say that Jokic might end up being a Laker, like that. All that's easy to say to get the 2 hours out, and then just be done, as opposed to challenging, fighting, you know, being dynamic, bringing something different to the table, et cetera, et cetera. Ultimately, that all that ties into complacency. I agree with you, though. I agree with you, big bro. You hitting it. Oh, you hitting the nail on the head that way.
Yo. All right, it's a little bit more lighthearted. Who is the messiest person in the Airbnb? Clothes everywhere, residue on the toilet, etc. I don't even remember enough to really answer this. Like, I'm not even trying to.
I tripped over Cruz's phone cord, so I'm gonna say him.
Nah, out of court four.
Oh yeah, I don't.
I think we're all pretty clean, bro. Like I'm being serious.
And if you have a mess, it's not like this ain't no situation where people left dishes everywhere.
Yeah, but
like,
I do have this theory though, that because of how we talk on the pod, when we get together, motherfuckers be tightening up just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Doing things that they don't usually do.
I don't perceive anybody. You know what's crazy? I
can't put a name on it. Let me say that before, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm being so serious. I can't put a name on it, but I would not be surprised if these conversations about like how much do you switch your rag, your wash rag. Oh, I switch it every 3 days. One of y'all be switching it every 2 months, man, and you don't got you be lying.
That I actually believe that we are a relatively clean and tidy collective. Like for real. Now, that doesn't mean, because like my room is not the best, but I wouldn't say that it's like dirty. It might be out of order for the most part, but I wouldn't. I don't think we're a dirty collective for real. For real. I know dirty collectives. I do not think we are a dirty collective.
No. Again, we can only go from what we see. From what we see, we might be one of the cleanest. You know what I'm saying? Who is cleaner? But hey man. Motherfuckers just don't want to get cooked on the pod, bro. That's
so they tighten.
No, that's what I'm saying. They tighten up. You know what I'm saying? Clothes put away.
Hey, fit shoes
right.
next to next to each other, line straight.
You line straight. We know you walk into your house with your shoes on. Like, we gotta stop. But I don't know who that is.
Everybody's bed was made when I went into their room. Yeah. I know you. Every day you
brush your teeth twice a day. Nah, come on, bro. No.
Hey, right after we ate too, they run into the bathroom. Where you going, gang? Oh, I got a brush.
Nah, because there was one trip where I think like it wasn't just us four. There was like 7 people in there, so everyone is brushing. Okay, at the same damn time. Okay. Yo, whose towels who, man? I ain't trying to. Okay, bro. Okay.
Oh my god, you stupid.
Okay. These are some crazy. Lighthearted one. How would you rank us gaming wise? Best gamer, worst gamer?
Sage is the best gamer. You know who's overrated? Damo is overrated. and maybe I gotta see him like play like Marvel Rivals or something like that to really like help the perspective out.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, you would think. And mind you, then Sage will talk. It's real like, it's cool or whatever.
I just hate.
Then we play. Sage is like Grand Wizard Unstoppable. Damo is like not too far above me, who just started playing.
But Omar, this is why when I said Damo ain't a shooter for real.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. He can hit a shot, okay? But we not sagging off of him just cause we don't want him in the paint. Like,
I'll say this for the sake of like how much people actually play. Sage is 1, Damo is 2, you're 3, I'm 4. But I truly, genuinely feel like if we all put the same amount of effort into like one game, the difference between me, you, and Damo would be like.
Now you put in 10 on it. Now you put in 10 on it.
No, I promise you, I'm not, dog. There's no reason why, like after 10 years of playing 2K, because I think Damo's beat me like too many times. For real. I know we haven't played too many times either, but I don't think he's beat me too many times, and I've beat him. And then the same thing with you. Like, you started stepping back into 2K and started getting some games off. Though I'm telling you, the only one who is clear, not even questioning is Sage, but dog, Damo is not like the world beater that at least I thought he was. I thought he was the world. I thought when we started playing team up. I thought first off the board was gonna be like Damo. They went to like Vlad and Kobe and.
I mean, Vlad's Vlad.
No, but hey, I get it. I'm thinking he on that level he souls. And then names kept coming, dog. And then I was like, oh, okay, hey, I see what's going on.
Word. Okay.
You ain't trying to say what was your order? You didn't say.
We had the exact same order.
Okay.
Sage, Damo, but I wasn't as disrespectful to Damo as you were.
He's good. He plays a lot. He's good though. He plays a lot. He's better than we're all better than the Discord though, so that ain't saying much.
Okay. All right. Couple more here. Who do you really think is the brand risk of the pod?
Either you or Sage by accident. either you or Sage by accident. I don't really think that there's a Probably. You know what's crazy? I take it back. Me, based off of the conversation that we had today. Yeah, my
Yeah, it's you.
perspective is now. Yeah, it's me.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, I don't even know why this
yeah.
is a conversation, bro. God,
Based off of the conversation that we had today, it's me. It's me. It's me. My bad. My bad. My bad.
my bad. God, took a guy from the industry really telling you. Okay, man.
I forgot. I forgot. I forgot just that fast. It's me. It's me.
Okay, God. Finally, some accountability here, guys. Am I right?
I forgot. I literally forgot about. Yeah, it's definitely me. It's definitely me. Unintentionally though. No, I'm
Yeah.
trying to push the buttons. I'm trying. No, no, I ain't gonna cap. I'm trying to push the envelope.
Okay. Last one. Last one. Oh, well, I answered this prior. Like to hear your answer. Share any radical ideas you had that failed or didn't get any support from the group, and you can't say moving. I personally said the basketball pivot was misinterpreted by everyone involved. Yeah, I didn't give it a fair shake, man. That's cool.
I think you know what it is though. I understood the basketball pivot. I think as a collective though, and my pushback to it is what ultimately happened. Um, was that it was gonna make it too easy for everybody to go into basketball. So where 2 basketball clips a pod or 2 a week or whatever, let's just say it was like 2 a week or whatever. It easily became like 3 and 4 and 5 because it was just so easy. That was my whole thing about it. I understood what you were saying though. Even to this day, I still understand what you're saying. Like the clips that go out, 3 basketball, 1 non-basketball. I still like the formula. I just think that it was like so easy to go into basketball. Really, we should have quit basketball sooner. I see cardiac, and I was gonna say somebody should remind me of what it was. I still don't even think that it failed. I just think that all of this stuff is mismanaged, like long term. But my push on like quitting short form content. My push on quitting short form content. I don't know if
That
you would agree or disagree.
what was the question again? Was it
It was
the one that is it something that you believe in that we just
it. What
didn't put
wasn't
out?
it? What wasn't it? No, no, no. It was. Oh yeah, one that either failed, like an
Okay.
idea
So
of yours
is that
that
an
failed.
idea that failed in your eyes, or you just didn't get enough support from the group, or
Dang, I
both?
feel like that was another one that was like it didn't get enough shake. I know. I'll say this. Ultimately, we went with it, but then there's the conversation about it failing and not working. But I don't. I still can't say that it necessarily failed. I don't know if you feel like when we quit shorts, it failed.
I don't even remember when we did. I'm gonna be honest with you.
We quit shorts sometime. It was like when we started to hit that drop. Like we had shorts booming with the Meg Thee Stallion clip, all that stuff. Um YouTube was pumping out all the whatchamajigs. They had this the short form incentive program,
Mm-hmm.
and then that stopped, and then the views like got cut in half or whatever. So then we ended up paying more in shorts for the editors than we actually received. And I was like, yo, if we're not making this money from that, why don't we take that money and put it somewhere else?
Oh yeah.
And if I remember correctly, I got a good amount of pushback. I eventually got you. I eventually got Damo. Sage was very much against it. And then uh we stopped doing it.
Yeah, you were very big on conversion rate back then, and I was like, I guess, but the rate of conversion has never been big, even from the beginning. So that point never hit with me.
I
Um,
do think, yeah, that's what Cardiac is saying. Low views plus conversion rate is what I was saying. But what I will say to my defense, because I can take it if people if I'm saying this, if us four like come to the conversation like, yeah, that's what you I can take it. I still think my point stand, because what was understated or what wasn't even talked about then, the algorithm had changed. And so even the nature of like repurposed content or content not specifically for, short form, like that's not specifically made for short form, wasn't working. And even now we're still seeing like, it's not necessarily working on TikTok. It's not necessarily working on YouTube. It's not necessarily working. So the focus should have been making short form content like with intentionality. But I was trying to put the money somewhere else, so
Yeah.
I'll take that one.
Also, I'll put this on there. Respect to them. You know what I'm saying? Friend of the pod. Love them. You know. But the partnership with the Dojo was a failure, man. I'm sorry.
Think so?
I think so. I think so.
Mm.
I think just from the perspective of like we brought in this really big content house and became too hands off to a fault. Like especially like I felt like bringing them in for me personally, I can't say this for everyone, was the excuse of like, okay, now we're at a point where I just got to show up for the pod and that's it. And I don't know how everyone else felt, but for me, that was the case. And some of their strategies I didn't agree with. Like they were the ones really pushing for extremely cut up
Shorts.
Not even shorts, the pod.
Like,
yeah. You remember those pods where they were like an hour 20 long and we was getting mad complaints over it?
Yeah.
That was them. That was them. So, respect to them. But yeah, I think in hindsight, we should have been more hands on with the project as a whole.
So then let me ask you this before we wrap this. Do you think that was a fault of them specifically or the byproduct of bringing them in? Because that's my whole thing about what you just said about the whole basketball pivot. I think the basketball thing got misinterpreted and the trickle down effects of like, okay, we're gonna focus on basketball, branding wise, came with this byproduct of like, oh, let's just do a bunch of basketball. It's so easy to talk about basketball. Let's just do it. So then the byproduct of bringing in other people, not necessarily like this a bad thing to bring in these people, but the byproduct is, fuck it, I just got to show up.
Yeah, no. I think that's why I said the partnership with them was a failure. Like a partnership was a two-way street. So I didn't like. I wouldn't say I would also not put it all on us, but it is definitely not a one-sided thing of like, damn, we just brought in the wrong team and they fucking sucked at their job. Like it definitely wasn't that. We were at fault with certain things. They were at fault with certain things, and it just didn't work out. I feel like now though, if we revisited the conversation with them, I think they, as a collective, I think they have gotten better with their processes as well, and just understanding more creators. Because I think when we work with them, we were, from my understanding, we were still like one of the first ones they really like managed, and especially to the level of touch and degree that we whatchamacallit, like work with them with. Like that probably wasn't something that they were used to at the time. But now,
so you saying let's run it back? That's what you're saying.
If the budget's there, but so that's a budgeting issue now. But
I agree with you though. I agree with you. No pushback. No pushback.
Okay.
Go in.
Well, before we go, any last words, pod related? Let's just say people think this is gonna start a war. What would you say to that?
Maybe it's time for us to talk again. I don't think it'll start a war. And I'm never about war or beef or whatever. Now, if we want to get the content off, we can definitely get the content off. I have no problem with doing a round of everybody booting up their streams. Some people getting their clips off. I'm down
I know
for
Damo reacting to this. He should.
Yeah. My fiance is busy this weekend, so I'm gonna be home and bored. I have no problem with doing it. But on a serious note, this is a life thing. If somebody says something about you, investigate if there's like real truth behind it before getting defensive. So like if Damo gets defensive about me and my comments about him playing a video game, investigate the record, investigate the facts. Omar just started playing games. You haven't beaten them 20,000 times. You're not blowing them out by 20. Sage is blowing them out by 20 and 30. Okay, I can kind of see where he's coming from a little bit. But if I was just lying, that's a different story, But just investigate that. and we'll come to the table. Whenever if we ready to have a real conversation, I'd love to have a real conversation.
This motherfucker
I'm
said, if you can't
mad.
handle the truth, that's on you. That's what he wanted to say.
We should take those breaks though too. We never really got into that. We should take those breaks, those long extended breaks. Okay.
Individually or like as,
Yeah,
as a part of the
individually.
group?
No, individually. We should take those long extended breaks. I ain't gonna lie. That's a good idea. People are not. That's a good idea. Okay, you continue your stream, buddy. Continue
All
your
right,
stream.
man. You have a good night.
Bye, pops.
Peace. Oh God, chat. Oh God. Bren, what did we do, bruh? Oh, wallahi, we got 145 in here too. Y'all are some chatty Cathy's, bro. God. Yeah. Cardiac, you was right, bro. Let's keep it a buck war, part 75.